Will the All Progressives Congress have anything to build on in the southeast of Nigeria when it's time to vote early next year? Apart from Imo State, which the party controls, some will say by virtue of a Supreme Court pronouncement, and Ebonyi State, where the governor's membership of the APC is a product of defection. Can APC take any of the remaining 3 states of Abia, Anambra, and Enugu after next year's elections? Or can the party field a presidential candidate from outside the region that can flip the results and deliver to it a geographical zone which has stubbornly voted for the opposition since 1999? Well, joining us now to discuss these matters is Chief George Agbakahi, a businessman, political analyst, and a member of the All Progressives Congress, leading the support group for the Tinubu presidential bid in the southeast of Nigeria. Good morning, Chief. You're welcome.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Good morning, indeed. Well, I mean, let's get down to it, Chief. You are Asiwaju Tinubu's main man in the southeast, and you are from the southeast yourself. It used to be another person, you know, a prominent Igbo man that is staunchly pro-Tinubu, but now we're having more of you speaking for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Why do you think, with APC's zoning power to the south, why do you think that it should come to the southwest rather than to go to the southeast, where you are from, and where the mood of the nation seems to be suggesting, on the platform of fairness, equity, that it ought to be the Igbo stock that should produce the next president? Why then are you rooting for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Thank you very much for having me. We all know that the APC, as a party, has zoned the presidential candidacy of the party to the southern part of Nigeria. And this includes southwest, southeast, as well as south-south. And we have looked at all the candidates, you know, that are showing interest in the presidency of this great country. You know, and as you know, there are, you know, major criteria that you look at when you want to support a candidate. You know, and as a matter of fact, you know, our support for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is truly based, you know, is based on logic and rational, you know, reasoning and consideration. You know, we've looked at a myriad of candidates, you know, in the south. You know, and it is our fervent belief that Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu is the person to beat. He has the best qualification. You know, there are certain, you know, elements you consider. You look at, you know, you look at one, look at the person's antecedents. You know, look at the sacrifices the person has made in the course of democratization of this great country. You know, then you look at his track record. You know, look at credibility. It is our belief that Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu has met all these criteria that I have mentioned when you take into consideration, you know, the other candidates, or in other words, where you juxtapose him with the other candidates. Look, Nigeria has gone through a lot. You know, there are a lot of challenges facing this great country. You know, all the way from security to economic predicament, you know, to, you know, disunity. And we believe that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you know, has demonstrated the track record, you know, to lead this great country. For example, as governor of Lagos State, it is quite obvious that it was Asiwaju Tinubu that spearheaded the good governance that the people in Lagos are enjoying up to today. You know, he's somebody that has built structures. He built structures that are still in place, that all the successive governors are following up to this moment. Okay, look at this. Sacrifices that this man has made. During the Nadeko years, when a lot of people were afraid, you know, of confronting the military, Asiwaju Tinubu, you know, together with people like Wole Soyinka, confronted the despotic regime of Sani Abacha. You know, even to the extent that he had to go to self-exile. And financially, he helped sponsor that movement. You know, when the win of Abiola was truncated. So these are the things we look at. We all know the role he played in building All Progressive Congress as a party. And as the leader of this party, he has played a prominent role in holding the party together. This is a great man. And we believe what he has done for Lagos State, he can always replicate it, you know, in Nigeria.
We just had a guest on our show, younger, considerably younger than yourself, and he was talking about, first and foremost, when we look at the signing of the Electoral Amendment Act, that it could have happened sooner, but on the whole, he thinks it's a good thing. It restores any type of lost confidence people might have had in the electoral process. But then we moved our conversation on to talk about candidates that are youths. And when I say youths, I mean younger than 35. And you'd be well aware that many people have been concerned by the age of the candidate that you're so vehemently backing. And while I understand and accept that experience comes with age, don't you think that at this point, perhaps the presidency is too far away from your candidate? Don't you think that perhaps that his best political years are already behind him, considering his age?
Well, I would want to differ with you in that respect. We all have to understand that age is only a number. You know, after all, you go to the United States, President Biden is about 78 years. The Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, is about 80 years old. You know, and so on and so forth. The issue is not about age. The issue is somebody that has demonstrated incredible leadership, you know, in various spheres of his political journey, you know, and his life journey. You know, this is a man that started all the way from Chicago. When he was in Chicago, he was best in his class in Chicago State University. You know, all the way from Chicago, he came over to Nigeria, you know, and got a plum job, you know, at Mobile. And within a short time, he rose through the ranks to become the treasurer of Mobile Oil. You know, this is a man, we are looking for a leader. You know, age wouldn't prevent us from getting the right leader, you know, that can, you know, work on the major challenges that this country has. We have to consider experience. You know, we have to consider the person's track record. You know, these are the major indices, you know, we have to look at in choosing the next presidency of this great country. Well, and this is an area that Asiwaju Tinubu fit this mold pretty well.
But how confident are you of his chances in the Southeast geopolitical zone, though? You know, it's been considered, you know, a recognized opposition stronghold since the return of democracy in 1999. Now, what are his chances in the Southeast at this point?
You know, in politics, you know, it all depends on who is the flag bearer, you know, in the presidential election. Listen, let me tell you something. APC is making tremendous inroad in the Southeast. I know very well that you're also well aware that the governor, the executive governor, excuse me, the executive governor of Ebonyi State has joined the APC for the past 2 years. The governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodimma, is an APC governor, and he has done quite a lot in the economic development of Imo State. You know, I'm quite sure, you know, you heard of the election that was done in Imo State, a House of Assembly election that was held in Imo State. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? It is a thing of joy that an APC candidate, you know, had to replace the PDP candidate. APC won the election. It's like a by-election. Moreover, last year in Imo State, there was a senatorial election, you know, in Imo North. It was easily won by APC. So, you know, let us not feel that APC is not well entrenched in the Southeast. You know, Ebonyi State, Imo State, and increasingly Abia State, you know, are becoming APC states. You know, we in TSO, you know, what we are doing is going to the grassroots. The grassroots, the masses are the people that vote for elections, vote in elections. We in TSO, we have coordinators in the entire Southeast and in the entire Nigeria. We also have coordinators in all the 774 local governments in Nigeria. We also have representatives in the wards of this, you know, great country. So we are making
sorry to
inroads.
interrupt you. You're talking about the party and how the party itself is received in the Southeast. But I think OG's question was about the person. How do you think Tinubu himself will fare in the Southeast, being that he himself isn't from there? I can accept that you say, even though people may disagree, that the APC itself has a stronghold in the Southeast, even though, I mean, that's not completely true. But the person, your candidate, Tinubu himself, how is he, a non-Southeasterner, received in the Southeast? Do you think that people in the Southeast would be satisfied with him being their president, especially since they have been clamoring for somebody of their own ethnicity to lead them in the highest political office in this country?
Yeah, like I told you earlier, you know, this is about somebody that has, you know, demonstrated, you know, enormous insight in the body politics of this country. Mind you, in Lagos State, which is a cosmopolitan town, there are probably more Igbos than any other ethnic group in Nigeria. I mean, in Lagos State. And Igbos have truly benefited, you know, from Asiwaju Tinubu. You know, look, let me tell you, Asiwaju Tinubu is a nationalist. He's not a tribal figure. He's a national politician. He's somebody that has, you know, become a successful political coach and mentor. And most of the people he has mentored are not only from the Yoruba section of Nigeria. Just imagine his administration when he was governor of Lagos State. There are Northerners in his administration. There are Igbos in his administration. You know, there are also people from South that participated actively in his administration. These are the things we are looking at. And this is what he will bring up to the federal government if he there becomes the president of this country.
All right, Chief.
You know,
All right, Chief.
He's somebody that runs an inclusive government. Whether you're from Yoruba, whether you're from East, whether you're from North,
that's taken,
he picks
sir.
the best person for the best position.
That's correct. That's taken. But let me redirect this just a little bit. The convention of the party is coming up on the 26th of March, which is barely 3 months before, you know, given by the new electoral act that has been signed now, before the candidates will emerge between April and June. So my question to you, sir, is what are your plans towards the convention, and what are your expectations, given the fact that Al-Makura, that a lot of people, former Governor Al-Makura, that a lot of people think is the candidate that the Tinubu supporters will have preferred, may not emerge, given the body language of the president and of the party settling down for consensus, and most likely will settle down for former Governor Adamu of Nasarawa State. How will you prepare, therefore, for the convention? And in the event that Asiwaju Tinubu does not emerge as the candidate of the party in June, what do you think will happen? Will he support the choice of the party, or do you think that he will move on to find a way to realize his ambition through another platform?
First of all, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will definitely emerge as the APC candidate in the convention.
You can't be too
But
sure
let
yet.
me tell you something. You know, there are a lot of rumors going about that Asiwaju is supporting Amakura. Some people say he's supporting George Akume. And even some people I've heard in certain quarters that he's supporting Abdullahi Adamu. Listen, let me tell you something. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a nationalist. He's somebody that helped build this party. You know, it does not matter who becomes the national chairman of the party. What we are looking at is to have a level playing field, you know, for the primaries of the party. He's in good terms with all these three major players I have mentioned. Abdullahi Adamu, Senator George Akume, and Senator Al-Makura. Even the senator from Niger State. If you are aware, he has visited all of them, you know, as per his consultation, you know, towards the presidential aspiration. So I just want you to realize that it doesn't matter who becomes the chairman of the party. The structure is already there. He is the best candidate for the job. You know, he's somebody that has helped to build this party up to this moment. He has helped this party to win elections. Right. He's one of the people that played a prominent role in the election of President Muhammad Buhari.
Chief, I asked you, I said that you can't be too sure of who will emerge. So my question to you, and I'd like to repeat that, is if Asiwaju does not emerge, will he support whoever the party picks? We know that Vice President Asiwaju is thinking of declaring. We know that there are other people, Governor Fahimi of Ekiti. There are, you know, a number of other people that can emerge. So I'm saying, yes, Asiwaju might be the most organized in terms of the structures and possibly in terms of the war chest. But I'm saying that if the party chooses, goes by the way of consensus or which other method, and he does not emerge as the candidate of the party, will he support the party's choice or will he defect?
Well, like you know, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a true Democrat who has fought for the democratization of this great country. Like I said earlier, let me repeat. I still believe that he has all it takes, you know, to win the primaries of the party. But like, as a true Democrat, you know, definitely he will do the right thing. But like I said, we believe that he has all it takes to win the primaries of the party. You know, he's the best qualified candidate for the presidency of this great country at this point in time.
All right, I have this question for you. You say that Tinubu had northerners in his administration when he was governor. Now, can you just name them for us to hear? Can you name these northerners that he had in his administration? We would like to know. Our viewers would love to know.
I know very well that Tinubu, that Faleke was part of his administration, who is currently in the House of Representatives. And if you come to the Igbo area, Akabweze was part of this administration. He's an Igbo man. Joe Ibokwe, was part of his administration.
Joe
The important thing is that
you said
Tinubu,
northerners. I was asking about the northerners.
No, I have mentioned Faleke to you, But no, apart from even participating in his administration, he's somebody that brought both the northerners and the southerners, together in Lagos, where you had absolute peace and tranquility when he was governor. And up to today, those virtues still exist in Lagos State. There is peace in Lagos State, unlike what you see going on in other states or other parts of the country.
All right. Let's shift gears from now. I'd like your thoughts on the signing of the Electoral Act and the President's request for an amendment of Clause 84, subsection 12, which contravenes the rights of political office holders to vote or be voted for in political party conventions or congresses. Many have reacted with mixed feelings. PDP governors, for example, Governor Wike last week said that the request was selfish because he only cares about protecting the interest of his appointees. And it's in fact the main reason the president did not sign the bill in the first place. What's your reaction to that? And what is the likely implication of deleting that particular clause?
First of all, I want to sincerely thank, President Muhammadu Buhari, for agreeing, with this current, Electoral Act. It is on record that in the past, since 1999, since the Fourth Republic, during the PDP years, nothing like this ever happened. So I believe all these other PDP governors like Wike, whom I respect, I think what they are doing is playing politics. Listen, let me tell you. It is unconstitutional, to exempt a political office holder from participating either in the primaries or, voting as a delegate. Let me tell you, these people are individuals that are serving their country, and they may want to run for election. So banning them from participating, is not a step in the right direction. I'm so happy that the Senate President, as well as the Speaker of the House, they've taken it up and want to look at it. But I believe they will do the right thing, and allow these gentlemen to participate, in democracy.
All right, Chief, that's good. But let me draw you back to, the party and the convention. It isn't just about who will emerge as the chairman, but it's about who will unite the party. So I'm asking, will the preference, no matter how unspoken, of the president matter in your own opinion, in the party convention, and of course in the primaries that will happen sometimes between April and June, in terms of the unity of the party? I'm asking that so that if there are dissenting voices or your candidate or a few other people are not satisfied, we do not experience a situation where the party disintegrates. Do you think going by the permutations around the convention and the primaries that the APC will approach the 2023 elections as a united body?
I believe unity will eventually return to APC. See, let me tell you, political party is an association of, different people whose main purpose is to win election. And that's why in politics, there are various interests. And that is why you see all this juggling, that is going on in APC. And all these things you see going on is all predicated on who becomes the presidency of this great country in 2023. That is what you see happening in APC. But I can bet you, in the long run, APC will become united. All the candidates from the North Central, where this chairmanship has been zoned to, they are all capable candidates. They are all men of integrity. They are all experienced. They've been governors. They've been senators. Some of them are current senators. So they have what it takes to, first of all, on assumption of office, unite the party. I have personally spoken to some of them, and one of them had told me that his first mission on assumption of office as the chairman of APC will be to bring the warring functions together, seat by seat, table by table, and help resolve the issues. In fact, he personally told me that what is happening in my home state, that he will bring the governor together, he will bring Rochas together, he will bring Ararume together, and also other party stewards to sit down and resolve their differences. And apart from that, he has also said he will do the same in each and every state. This is what politics is all about. After all, there are problems, my dear, even in families where they don't have, divergent interest. There are problems. There are even problems in the church, So it's not unusual, seeing issues, of this coming up in APC. But we sincerely believe that in the long run, APC will be united and APC will be ready for 2023 election, and APC will win that election with Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the presidential candidate of the party.
All righty. Let's take a few steps back to when you were discussing Tinubu's time as governor and whether or not he had Northerners in his cabinet. And you said he did, and you were asked to name them. And one of the names that you named was Falike, which first and foremost is a Yoruba from Kogi, which is obviously closer to the north, but still, he is still a Yoruba nevertheless. And so if you are saying that he was in Tinubu's administration during his time as governor, I mean, that too would be incorrect, would that not? Since he was a member of the House of Representatives and not in his cabinet. So again, can we ask you to name the Northerners who were in Tinubu's cabinet when he was governor?
I've told you there are a lot of disciples from the north, that are intertwined with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Look at the Director General of Tinubu Support Organization, Suleiman, Honorable Aminu Suleiman. This great leader has been with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, since the Fourth Republic started when he was governor in Lagos State. There are so many of them, maybe many of them were not commissioners or something. But truly, the point I was trying to make, though probably in a metaphoric way, is that Tinubu is a man that is not a detribalized Nigerian. Whether you are from the south, whether you are from the north, whether you are from Igbo, whether you are from Yoruba, North Central, he sees everybody as same. And what he does is to pick the best brain, people that can serve excellently in a particular position, and that is exactly what he's going to do when he becomes president of this country. Look at the people he picked during his years as governor. Look at Fashola, where he is today. Look at Aribeshola, where he is. Look at Fowler. So many of them. Look at our great vice president. These are all disciples of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has the brain, he has the eye for the best person for a particular job. And he does it well. That's why I told you earlier on that he's a political coach of the highest grade.
But Chief, a lot of people will also, take you on the way that you are celebrating Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yes, they may not disagree that he has eyes for and knack for picking people who can deliver. People who are ready, who are qualified, and who can get the job done. But then they will also tell you, on the one hand, that he also tends to keep things around himself. His wife is in the Senate for the third time. His daughter is the head of the market women in Lagos, for example. so many nephews. His nephew is the governor in Osho State, which caused, as you know, the problem with Aregbesola, possibly his strongest political lieutenant, so far. And therefore, people are wondering, and if you add the fact that his health is also a source of worry, and then his source of wealth that people have always questioned. The bullion van example, his qualifications, his credentials, so many things around the persona and the candidacy of Asiwaju that keep on raising issues, raising concern. Do you think that this is the kind of candidate that you want to put forward and we will have to go through on a daily basis different issues that people are not comfortable with that you're dealing with, and that at the hem of the affairs, wouldn't we be witnessing the same type of a thing that we witnessed in Lagos? His wife there, his son somewhere, his daughter somewhere. Is that the type of a president at this point that Nigeria needs?
Well, I'm not hearing him now.
Hello, Chief. Okay, so Chief, I was asking, I said that, yes, Asiwaju has, used many people, put them in positions of power, but then people also say that, his family members are always around him in positions of power, his wife, his daughter, etc. And they're saying that if this man becomes the president, apart from the challenges that he seems to have with his health, and the, if you like, questionable source of the stupendous wealth that he has, will he not replicate what he has done in Lagos in terms of putting his own family members, his blood relations in positions of power if he gets the top job in Nigeria?
Well, I think opponents, can discuss certain issues negatively about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But let me tell you, there is no nepotism in Ahmed Bola Tinubu's blood. He takes the best people for the job. Listen, let me tell you, somebody's wife being in the Senate, I don't see that as nepotism if she is qualified to be in the Senate. In the United States, Bob Dole was the Senate Majority Leader. But during the first Bush administration, George Herbert Bush, have you forgotten that Bob Dole's wife was a minister, Secretary of Transportation? Similarly, McConnell, the majority leader during the Trump era, he was a majority leader in the Senate, but at the same time, his wife was Secretary of Labor in the United States. If you have a qualified person to be in a particular position, this is similar to what people said when El-Rufai was the FCT minister. I remember vividly when he was called up either in the Senate or in the House of Rep, and people told him that we are asking him questions relating to, allocating land to his friends and relatives. And he answered them that if he allocates a land to a friend of his who is qualified, is there anything wrong with that? What you're just talking about is a little bit of an exception. But generally, it is on record that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has picked the best brain for the best job, nationally, without, taking into consideration ethnic or religious factors.
Well, thank you very much for joining us on the morning show this morning.